Property Pulse.
With Espace Real Estate. Think Dubai Real Estate. Think Espace Real Estate.
Right, and now think commercial real estate, because that is the space that Espace Real Estate has moved into, joined by the new head of that business, Morgan Curtin. Morning, Morgan.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Congrats on the new job.
Thank you very much. Exciting times.
Why is the space moving into this space?
I guess more so why is that they've every other box ticked already. They've got the leading market in the secondary hand sales. They're in leasing is doing very, very well for them. They launched off-plan only a few months ago. That is doing fantastic. So I think the next thing was that they had a lot of clients looking for a commercial that they wanted to sell, they wanted to buy, they wanted to invest. It was just the missing piece of the jigsaw really for them. So it was, eventually they reached out and me and John sat down, made a bit of a plan, and it was a bit of a no-brainer for me, having a company with that kind of background, that stature inside the market, that it was like, I don't see why I wouldn't do it.
Not the only ones doing it though. What is the gap that you guys think you can do that's either different or better?
Yeah, it's not that we want to do any different or better than anyone else. Espace have their own goals. They're very, very prominent in the market and what they do. And I believe the ethos that they work in really matches what I want to do. I want to bring that professionalism and client support and nearly like a customer care kind of situation that clients don't get messed around. Clients are actually going to be very, very comfortable working with us, and I want to build a team and a brand that suits the Espace brand. That's more so what it is. It's not more so that we want to do better than everyone else. We obviously do. We're very, very competitive in what we want to do. We want to be number one, but at the same time we want to make sure that we do it in the best way possible, that we build the brand the same way they have done in off-plan, the same way they have done in leasing, the same way they have done in the secondary and sales. Is that we want to do the exact same in commercial.
Interesting time to do it though. If we look just at the office front, we've got grade A office space in the 90s for occupancy, full around the DIFC area. I'm hearing about people renting offices and then trying to get the last tenants to move. Is there actually anything to lease?
There is. 90% occupancy is it is a strong figure when you think about it, but there's a lot of off-plan coming. There's a lot of room for grade A offices. It's more so the standard. It's the standard of grade A is just going higher and higher and higher. But you have a lot of investors still buying into it. Expo City just after opening recently. So you've got big companies going out there and leasing directly off Expo City. But it gives a bit of a room for our investors to start buying, renovating, giving back to that high standard of office space. So 90% is a high figure, yes, but there's a lot of off-plan coming as well in Business Bay, DIFC, JLT, so that there will be more space coming available.
Do you see most of the business at this point being selling rather than leasing?
No, leasing. Leasing is massive at the moment. There's with that 90% occupancy, someone has to be sitting inside there. A lot of the people that are purchasing at the moment is investors, would you believe? A lot of the residential investors that were happy with getting 5-6% returns in their investment are now moving into commercial and getting minimum 10% net on their investments. We actually had a situation there yesterday. So internally in Espace, we sat down and we do this meet the agents and speak to the experts. So we sat down last night, myself and Jake, the head of off-plan, and we talked to all our colleagues about they sit there and just ask us questions basically, and they couldn't actually understand that some of my investors, and I showed them some of their portfolios and showed them what they've made in the last 6 months from purchasing off me, renovating, and then us leasing it back out to grade A blue chip clients, and they're getting 12% net. Some of them are getting 16 to 18% net. Your average is around 10, so I don't want to get people too excited. Live on the radio will be calling me straight away looking for 16% net, but people are actually achieving that kind of return on their investment.
Is it something that your average investor can do though, instead of buying a rental flat and turning it into an Airbnb?
100%. Yeah, that's the situation I've had in Espace since I've came in. We've discussed a lot about it is very, very similar. The only difference is VAT, your value added tax. That's the only difference. But as a single person, if you want to go buy in the morning, you just register for a TRN, your tax relief number, through the FTA, the Federal Tax Authority, and it's fine. You pay your VAT, you claim your VAT back. It works the exact same way. The exact same way. So majority of my investors are just single normal guys and girls.
But are you buying, and again, I'm using sort of the one bedroom flat comparison, as a bit of an investment. Are you not buying a floor if you're buying into office space?
You can buy an office the same space as this room right here. You can buy an office 600 square foot, 500 square foot, 1,000 square foot, renovate it, make it really nice. We'll get it up online for lease, for sale, whatever you want to do, and it's the exact same process. Literally everything is the exact same.
So how often do you actually see people doing that?
Every day.
No, but you know what I mean, as in the sort of people who'd normally be buying a flat rather than people who
Honestly,
are already...
like some of my biggest investors were all residential investors originally. I do have like a great pool of clients that I'm very, very grateful for, and we work very, very closely together. But only, I'd say, 25% of them were actually commercial always. The other 75 is genuinely residential buyers that would have bought off plan, sold off plan. They would have had apartments, villas. If your client is happy with 5% and they want to stay in the villa community, happy days, keep them there. If they're not purchasing and they're not too keen on that 5% situation, then offer them the situation of like, you can buy an office at the exact same process, the exact same contracts, everything to do with it is the exact same. You can put in a tenant that you can see all their business profile, you can see how good they are, you can check everything before you sign them up. And they're going to pay you more than likely like a 1 check payment, maybe a 2 check payment maximum. You've got a more secure tenant. They could sign at least for 3 years, 5 years, up to 10 years. So instead of having a tenant that's going to rent your apartment for 1 year and you have to wait and see are they going to leave next year, can you increase 5%? The contracts in commercial are a lot stronger. Like we're signing up contracts in 5-year contracts where we have 5% increases every year, everything like that. Like so, the normal Joe Soap is doing it like 100%.
Well, there you go, Morgan Curtin giving a pretty good solid sales pitch for his new business as the head of commercial for Espace Real Estate. It's a new business area for them. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much as well, guys.